The shocking massive counter-attack from the Ukrainian troops since the beginning of last September reportedly managed to shock the Russian army into overwhelm. Entering the 7th month of the invasion, Ukraine claims to have retaken 8,000 square kilometers of territory in the east of the country from the Russian army. Earlier this week, Ukrainian forces claimed to have kicked Russian troops out of Kharkiv Oblast and liberated the northeastern province near Donbas completely from invaders. Apart from Kharkiv, Ukrainian troops also managed to recapture Izium and several surrounding towns and districts. Meanwhile, Ukraine's defense is ranked 25th in the world. The number of Russian military personnel also wins far from Ukraine. However, how is the strategy of the Ukrainian troops to be able to overwhelm the Russian army to defeat? Western intelligence officials admit Ukraine has reclaimed territory the size of Wales over the past few weeks from Russian troops. The officials praised Ukraine's innovative and experimental military strategy, far different from that of the Russian army. According to the officials, Russian military commanders in Ukraine often wait for the Kremlin to make decisions, slowing the response on the battlefield. Russian troops operate with very long screwdrivers. Long procedure. We did do some modeling and some simulations on the table, said the U.S. Department of Defense policy chief. That series of exercises shows that certain avenues for counterattack tend to be more successful than others. We gave that advice, and then the Ukrainians internalized it and made their own decisions, he added. Ukrainian troops are also believed to have succeeded in carrying out hoax propaganda attacks to outwit Russian troops. Strategists from the Institute for the Study of War noted that the Ukrainian leadership and military were keen to discuss their offensive in the south, especially Kherson, to the media. In fact, at the same time, Ukrainian troops are preparing a counterattack in the east and northeast of the country. According to the think tank, this tactic managed to confuse the Russian troops, which ultimately focused more on deploying troops and weapons to southern Ukraine than in Kharkiv Oblast. This deceptive tactic is considered by war experts to be increasingly successful with the fast and agile movement of the Ukrainian military on the ground when launching a counterattack in Kharkiv. This rapid troop movement is considered to put Russia in a terrible time and space dilemma. In addition to Kharkiv Oblast, he said Russia was at risk of losing Luhansk and Donetsk, which they and pro-Moscow separatist forces claimed were completely occupied. As the saying goes, once the oars of 2 or 3 islands are crossed, Ukraine's deceptive attack on Kherson only adds to the advance of President Volodymyr Zelensky's troops on the ground. Ukrainian forces are reported to have attacked and gained gains in several key locations on the west bank of the Dnipro River. Ukraine has exercised a sizable fighting force and is focusing on using the majority of Western-supplied weapons with long-range precision systems. So, it's impossible to just do it, the attack on Kherson, just to trick Russian troops into the area. The movement of Ukrainian troops has slowly increased since a number of Western countries, especially the US, sent various types of weapons, especially long-range precision weapons. The Ukrainian troops were seen as carrying out skillful strikes on enemy areas by maximizing Western weapon systems, such as HIMARS, high-mobility artillery rocket system, especially to attack Russian ground communication lines in Kharkiv and Kherson. Some Western officials also consider the presence of HIMARS in Ukraine to be a game changer in the war with Russia.